I think I'm in a place right now that I wouldn't have imagined I'd be before I started. Even though, like you said, like you can't really be like nothing to the main stage in 10 weeks. I definitely see like way more progress than I ever had. Like I see like the proof of concept, like doing the content. I'm getting engagement. I'm getting like people following me on Instagram that found me originally on TikTok.
Sweet. So before you joined the program, what was the biggest challenges you had?
Definitely, definitely my single biggest challenge was just knowing how to market myself, how to get my music out there to people who weren't just like my immediate friends and family.
Hmm.
Um, and then maybe secondary to that, my second biggest challenge was just like getting myself to work on something new. Like once I had an idea, it was easy to finish it, but just coming up with a new idea wasn't too easy.
Hmm. Yeah, because obviously we did a little bit more volume stuff with the production for a little bit and then
Mhm.
deviated to marketing after that. Did you like the fact that we did a little bit of both just to cover all bases?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely made the second half a lot easier that I had like all of these tracks to work with when I was making the videos.
Hmm. Yeah, and do you with that kind of style of learning, I tried to do a kind of kinesthetic style. So, with the repetition work and the high volume stuff, not only with the production, but also with the content strategy, as you may have noticed, we were doing like a lot of like repetition work.
Mhm.
And the way I've always learnt best personally has been through that trial and error kind of way. Like I personally, if somebody was telling me do this, then do this, blah blah, it never really sinks in for me. But with that style of learning, how did you feel about that?
I liked it. I think it worked really well, especially with doing the content because like at first I like couldn't even like bear to see myself on camera.
Mm,
Um, but then by the end it was like a lot easier. It was like it felt not very different from making a track.
mm. Yeah, exactly. It transitions quite nicely over.
Yeah.
So what were the main things you got out of the whole experience?
Um, I mean, definitely the one big thing is just like having all these tracks that I'm sitting on now. Like before I started, I had maybe like two finished tracks ready to go, and now I have like seven finished and like nine works in progress. And I don't know that I like necessarily would have pushed myself as hard
Mm,
without having the external motivator of doing this program.
yeah.
So that's definitely the biggest thing. And then secondary to that is just kind of knowing like a direction to go in terms of like pushing my music to other people.
Mm.
Um, like with the content and like promo and stuff like that.
Do you think you're now in a position where you could just like keep making more content based on what we did?
Yeah, I think so. I would definitely have to right now I'm working on like testing all the different content and seeing what works best.
Mm.
And I think there's definitely still a few kinks to work out.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm definitely in a much better place regarding that than I was beforehand because before I wasn't really doing it at all. So,
Yeah, I know you're quite hesitant of like even filming because you weren't too sure
mm,
of like,
yeah.
I would say cringe or not, but obviously we had to just figure out what the preferences were. And, with the timing of things as well, how we've still got a bit of tweaking to do on things, but we've still got 12 months of all the other coaching stuff going on as well. So we can definitely review things over there and keep going because most of I'd say the best results that have happened through the programs are usually like 6 months in,
Mm,
because you can't expect somebody to get to the main stage in 10 weeks. So it's
yeah.
probably, have the extra 12 months just to always ensure there's like any other results we can get along the way. But yeah, man, one last question. If there's anybody that's watching this video and is on the fence about checking out industry set, what would you say to them?
I would tell them to definitely look into it. I think it's definitely worth it. I think I'm in a place right now that I wouldn't have imagined I'd be before I started. Um, Even though like you said, like you can't really be like nothing to the main stage in 10 weeks, I definitely see like way more progress than I ever had. Like I see like the proof of concept, like doing the content, I'm getting engagement, I'm getting like people following me on Instagram that found me originally on TikTok. And even though it's not very many, I can see that it's like I can scale, you know, I can tell I'm going in the right direction. I just need to scale up.
Hmm.
And that's something that like I would never even felt like was possible beforehand.